I'm sharing the screen, and now we're up to Vav.
No, we're already
Up to
to
No, wait. We did Chet, right?
yeah, we're up to 10.
Up to Tet. Sorry. Okay, I mismarked my thing. Okay, let's go to Tet. All right, here we go. I'm going to use my tools and annotate. Sal. Okay, so up to Tet. All right, ready? I'm going to start reading. You guys ready? You guys give me the thumbs up?
Yeah.
Ready,
Yeah.
Rabbi.
Nice. By the way, I love how your background is Mr. Cyrus, DB, because you saw his Instagram. It was so funny.
Yeah, I saw it with the glasses.
He flipped the shades, and
Yeah, that was that.
that was great. I watched it like 6 times. My wife, I was like, it's
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing. I screen recorded the video.
I screen
I have it on replay on my phone.
because you know why? Because he takes it so seriously. That's why, like, he was like, "I'm Mr. Cyrus." Like, it was great.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Tet. En mevarchin al netilat al hanetila kodem hanetila. משום שפעמים אין ידיו נקיות ואין לברך בידיים ואין הנקיות. So here's the question, right? Tet talks about a very famous machloket between the Rambam and Shulchan Aruch. And if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. This is talking about, the topic that we're doing is netilat yadayim for the meal. So if you think about it, all other mitzvot, when do you say the beracha, guys? You say the beracha before you do the action. So what would have to happen? You would think that netilat yadayim, I'd fill up the cup, I'd make the beracha, and then I would pour.
Yeah, but we don't dry until after the beracha.
I know, so good. So there's going to be 2 reasons, but this is what this halakha is about. So the question that you're going to put for Tet, is going to say, when should you wash your hands netilat yadayim and take the blessing? That's the key. When should you? Or you could shorten the question and say, and when will you? When do you say the blessing on the netilat yadayim before eating? So here the answer. You guys got the question or no? Yeah, good. Okay. So the question. So the answer is that, which is in the first line. It says that only make the beracha on netilat yadayim after you actually wash, not before. Okay? What's the reason? The reason is because if you were to bless before, sometimes people have dirty hands, and we don't want you to make the beracha with dirty hands. So picture I did this. Let's say I have seltzer in my room, right? Always have seltzer in my room, by the way, guys. This one's good. Blueberry lemonade. Sick. Blueberry lemonade. So
Rabbi, Polar, I grind those.
I like Polar. I love Polar.
Rabbi, you got to get the Corona seltzer. You can't have the...
Yeah, I know, but I'm scared of anything that says Corona on it now.
Or Rabbi, you heard on Nooners, Dave Portnoy's drink is
What's
NK.
Nooners?
High noon.
Oh,
They put it on community news, bugging out.
all right. I don't know. You guys are way ahead of me. I'm sorry. I'm like sitting in my house, learning, sitting in a swing. Like you have to see me. All right. Anyway, so let's say this is my netilah cup. If I fill it up, and now I say Baruch Atah Hashem Asher Kiddishanu, are my hands clean or not yet? Not yet, because I just filled it up. I didn't make it clean yet. So that's Yakut Yosef's point over here. They want to say the reason why netilat yadayim is different, and you say the beracha after you wash, because we don't want anybody to say the beracha with dirty hands. Okay. And like Sal said, I'll underline this. Lachen minhagenu pashut levarech al hanetilah kodem haniguv. You're supposed to bless on the netilah before the drying, like you said, right? Sal, you got me good, right? Before the drying. So that's this kodem haniguv. Even though we use a lot of water and we dump more than it if you eat on it each time. Ubazel if you da maran shulchan aruch en sarich niguv. V'nisa shim yevarech achar hanetila lo hashiv k'mavarech over le'asiyatan. Im kol zeh pshat minad levarech achar hanetila v'lo kodem. He says as follows. There's another. Part one we got right up. What's up? What's up? Yeah, baby. Wow, Mo is there. Wait, Mars, where'd you go? He's with Ronnie? I don't know. Okay. What's up, Ronnie? Okay. Night. Okay.
Right now.
What's up, Rabbi?
What's up, Rabbi?
Yeah.
What's up, Ronnie? How you doing? You with all the boys?
What can I hear?
Are you with all the boys?
On your AirPod.
It's work, yeah.
You can hear me. We can hear you.
You can hear me.
I can. We can hear you. We can hear you.
I can't hear them. I don't know. I can't hear.
How are you?
I don't know. They can't hear me.
You went to camp today?
All right, I'm muting him. Okay, here we go. So again, what was the key point over here? We said there. So point number one is good, right? Everybody gives me a thumbs up on point number one. Okay, now point number two is there's another way to do netilat yadayim for the meal. How are we taught to do netilat yadayim for the meal? You go like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You don't need to do when do I have to do 1, 2, 3? When I have less than a revi'it of water. But if I have more than a revi'it of water, and a revi'it is not a lot of water, a revi'it is only 3.5 ounces. So for most of the time when we're doing netilat yadayim, guys, we're using a ton of water. So in comparison to the halakha, so is there an advantage to using a ton of water? So the answer is yes. In that case, you don't need to dry your hands, right? You wouldn't need to dry your hands off from the droplets of water. The water would be so powerful that it takes off all of the dirt from our hands, and we don't need to dry it. Another point would be that if you said im yivarech achar hanetila lo hashiv k'mavarech over le'asiyatan, right? Because then in that case it would not be considered over le'asiyatan, because like Sal said, nowadays what is considered the action? The drying, right? Like you said, the drying. So if I use a lot of water and I don't need to dry, you would have said that's a great proof for that nowadays we should do what? We should say the beracha before. So point number two is no. Even though that's true, all you have to write for point number two is, ready? Even if you use more than a revi'it on each hand, even if you use more than a revi'it on each hand, parentheses, in which case you do not need to dry your hands after netilat yadayim, right? Again, parentheses, in which case you do not need to dry your hands after netilat yadayim, end parentheses. Still, our custom is we wash our hands and then we make the beracha. That's our custom. So hint on the test, what could I ask you? I could ask you, what is our custom today in when we make the beracha on washing our hands? And the answer is no matter how much water I use, I always say the beracha after I wash, right? And before I dry. Okay? The key thing on there is after I wash. La'achar hanetila.
Wait, isn't it obvious that you would always have to say the beracha? Because you said only if you use more than a revi'it, you wouldn't have to dry, but you didn't say anything about the beracha.
What do you mean? Say it again?
You said that when we use more than a revi'it, we don't have to dry your hands, right?
Correct. Technically, according to halakha, you don't need to. All this is saying, the second point is, even in that case, right, you might have thought, oh, but in that case, then you might be wrong, and you might have to say the beracha before you pour. Even though that's the case, we still say the beracha after we pour.
Right.
Good, Sal? All right, good. Ronnie, can you hear me, Ronnie? Yeah, nice. Okay, good. DB, we good? All right, Jaime, you understand it? Good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We're moving on. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's scroll. Okay, we're up to Yod. I'm just going to erase. I just have to keep doing this because when you annotate, okay, good. All right, Halakha Yod. Okay. So what is this one about? It says, Misha natal yadav kedat leseuda. Somebody who washes their hands the right way for the meal. V'lo birech alehem kodem haniguv. But you didn't say the beracha at the right time. Lo yavarech achar haniguv. Don't worry. Don't say, if you said the beracha in the wrong spot, don't say another beracha. Okay? That's halakha number one. So halakha number one in Yud is, if you said the beracha in the wrong spot, you don't have to say the beracha again in the right spot. We'll take the beracha wherever you say it. But that's only after the fact. Okay, part 2 of Yud. וגם לא יחכך בראשו או ייגע במקומות מכוסים שבגופו, כדי שיתחייב נטילה אחרת. There's a little, שאין לעשות כן על פי ההלכה, מחשש גורם לברכה, שאינה צריכה. So already, Sal Kurtz, this is a nice trick that some people like to use. What this says, so part 1 of Yud said, let's say I said the beracha in the wrong spot, right? Do I say a new beracha? No. Some guys, I mean, I shouldn't say this, that some guys, really, the Ben Ish Chai brings this down as an option. The Ben Ish Chai says, make your hands dirty on purpose. Make your hands dirty on purpose in order so that you can do what?
Do it again.
Do it again. Good. Chacham Ovadia Yosef is really not a fan of this at all in any situation. In any situation that the Ben Ish Chai says to make your hands dirty again, Chacham Ovadia screams and says, no, you shouldn't do it. Why? Because, and I underline the line for you, right? Look at this. I'm going to try this. Circle. Make hands dirty again. Slash. Right? Is that cool? Right? Make hands dirty again. No, we don't make our hands dirty again. Why? Mihashash gorem leberacha she'ena tzricha. You should really know this in Hebrew. I probably won't put it in Hebrew on the test, but beracha she'ena tzricha means beracha that is not needed. Okay? That, by the way, this is a very serious offense. If the beracha is not needed, right? The beracha is not needed. That means, and you say it anyway, you could violate one of the 10 commandments. Which one of the 10 commandments? Jaime, you're unmuted. Which one of the 10 commandments?
I don't know.
Try. I don't know. You know the 10 commandments, right? Go through them. I'll give you a hint. It's the second one.
I don't remember.
The third one, right? Third one. Sorry, I said the second one. Third one. Lo tisa et shem elokecha lashav. You should not take your God's name in vain. So anytime you say a beracha which has Hashem's name and you do it for no reason, you make a sin of the violating the 10 commandments. So it's heavy stuff. That's why the law. So let's summarize this whole thing again. Part 1 of Yud says, let's say I washed my hands the right way, but I said the beracha in the wrong spot. Do I go back and say it again? No. Part 2 of this halakha is, okay, I won't go back and say it again, but can I force myself to make my hands dirty, like touch my shoe or itch a place on my body that's covered, right? And then it'll force me to have to wash my hands again and then do it again the right way. Sal Kurtz, what's the answer? Do I do that?
No, you should not do that. It's a beracha.
No, why? Because it might be what? A chashash. I have a worry that it could be what? A beracha.
That is not needed.
That is not needed.
Hashem's name in vain.
Great, Dave. I love that you said levatala. There is a difference between levatala and enat tzricha, but yes, both of them are sins from the Torah. So good.
Wait, also,
Yes,
even if you make your, like, let's say your hands are dirty, you're not allowed to, like, just say al netilat yadayim, are you?
what do you mean?
You're allowed to say al netilat yadayim anytime your hands are dirty?
No, meaning.
Like, why is that even a suggestion?
Good. Okay, so good point. The only reason why we make netilat yadayim on bread for the meal is because our hands are dirty. It's for cleanliness only.
Oh, right.
So let's say, I'll give you an example we're going to see here later, right? Let's say I go to the bathroom and I wash my hands, and it happens all the time because everybody, like, when your day is like very busy, then like you finally pause and take a break to like go to the bathroom to eat. Everybody realizes they have to go to the bathroom. Like you know how like that happens. Like you don't realize you have to go to the tesh until like you stop doing things, right? So what happens? Let's say you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands with soap, and now you come out and you're ready to sit down to a sandwich and wash your hands. So my hands are clean. I didn't do netilat yadayim, but I know my hands are clean. 30 seconds ago, I washed it with soap. So in that case, if your head wasn't in the game and you washed your hands first after coming out of the bathroom, and then you need to do netilat yadayim, the law is we do netilat yadayim, but guess what? No beracha.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You gotta, so some people say, so the Ben Ish Chai, who was huge, obviously, Gadol Hador, he said, I got a good solution for you. Touch the bottom of your shoe, right? I went to the bathroom, I washed with soap. Now miracle, Ed's panini for me is ready. First one. Never happens, right? Now it's time for me to wash my hands. I'm like, wait a second, I just washed my hands with soap in the bathroom. My hands are clean. So we'll tell you in that case, do netilat yadayim the right way, just to keep reminding you to always keep doing it in your life. But no beracha. You missed out on the chance of beracha because your hands are clean. You didn't make a sin, but that's just the way to do it. Does that make sense, guys? Or no? Are we good on Yud, or we move on, or no?
Yeah, good.
Good. Okay, good. All right. I'm erasing this now. Okay, let's scroll. Okay, Yud Aleph. Yud Aleph. Now, everybody knows this halakha. Ready? Circle this one. And lehafsik b'dibur ben hanetila leniguv. Don't stop to talk to anybody in between the washing and the drying. Okay, we're not talking about you dried and now you're sitting at the table and your annoying uncle is trying to get you to talk, right? Or like he's trying to talk to you about the Sean Jackson or Black Lives Matter, just that while you're waiting for your mom, who only Hashem knows what the heck she's doing in the kitchen. I don't know if you guys have this, but like sometimes I have like my mom or my mother-in-law, like we're all sitting down at the table, and where the hell is she? Like we're like, what is she doing? What is she even doing? You know? We don't know. I don't know if you guys had that. I thought you guys would have that, but okay. It's all right. Just fake laugh for the rabbi. Fake laugh for the rabbi. Thank you. All right. So but this is not talking about that. This is saying you're not supposed to stop and talk in between the netzilah and the drying. However, let's say a guy he spoke out, he talked, he washed his hands, and now before he dried to say the beracha, he spoke. Before he said the blessing. You do not have to go back and do netilah again. Ela yevarech v'yenagev. V'gam lo yenagev yadav v'yachzor v'yitame'am k'dei litol shenit b'bracha k'mevo'at. We're not going to go back on that. He says again, don't do the Ben Ish Chai sketch of dirtying your hands on purpose. But bottom line is, if you spoke out, do not say another beracha, and you do not need to wash again. Okay, because again, what's the whole reasoning for the washing, guys?
Because your hands are dirty.
It's to be clean because your hands are dirty. So, okay, you're not supposed to talk because it's just the right way to do mitzvot, right? But if you did and you spoke out, we don't have to wash again, and we don't have to say another beracha. Again, a lot of these things that might sound unfamiliar to you because we had Ashkenazi teachers when we were little, right? You guys had it, and they go like, oh, if you talk, you're going to have to wash again, right? Like they always taught you that. So obviously, it's still the right thing not to talk, right? You should always tell somebody not to talk. But if you do talk, you don't wash again. Certainly not with a beracha, all right? Good. Is Yud Aleph is clear or no?
Could you say like the bottom line of it quickly?
Yeah. So Yud Aleph says, number one, the halakha is never stop and talk in between washing your hands and drying your hands. Part two, and if you do, you don't have to go back and wash your hands again. You certainly don't have to say another beracha. Just say the first beracha and that's it. Good, Sal? Okay, Jaime, good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on. TB, we good also?
Yeah, Rabbi.
Okay,
Good.
Sorry, I keep asking. I just want to make sure.
That's all right.
Okay. Next, right? Skipped Yud Bet and Yud Gimel. Up to Yud Daled. So now Yud Daled talks about now how should a person dry his hands. So Yud Daled says Yagbiha Yadav Vivarech. You raise your hands up, not like this, right? But you hold them up like in front of your hand, like this, almost like you're getting, like you know how you do Poteach et Yadecha and Ashreh, but you're doing it like out to the sides. You do it in front of you like this. Okay, you raise up your hands. So halakha number one in Yud Daled is you have to raise your hands after you wash before you dry. Okay, and you're in this position when you say the beracha. All right. V'yenagev kodem shibatsa alapat, and you dry your hands right after. So the order is wash, raise your hands, say the blessing, dry your hands, eat the bread. Good? Let's go over it one more time. Right? Wash your hands, raise up your hands, right? Lift them up. Say the beracha, dry your hands, eat the bread. Good, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you need to make, that's part one. Part two is, do not dry your hands and say the beracha at the same time. Right? You want to say the beracha and then dry. Some people, they do it at the same time. They're like, Baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, right? And they're going like this. You need to start off at the very least saying Baruch atah Hashem, and then dry. Okay? Don't say the beracha at the same time.
Do you have the towel in your hand while you're saying the beracha?
You can if you want. If you're scared somebody's going to take it from you. But don't do the drying action until after you say the beracha.
Right.
Because that's your point, Sal, which you were dead on about, right? The whole point is that that's the final action. So don't do the action before you do the blessing. You understand, guys? Good. Did I cut out just now? Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So should I say it again or no? You guys got it.
I got it. Crystal
Got it.
Okay. Good. All right. All right. Next, Ted Vav. Ted Vav says the following: Mutar lenegev hayadayim v'machshir leniguv yadayim hapoel al yedeh hazramat avir ham al gabeh hayadayim. Hu adin v'niguv hayadayim al yedeh shemen. So this halakha says that you don't. It's not a law that you have to dry your hands with a towel. You can dry your hands by an electronic drying machine, or even just by the sun. Like let's say, like sometimes like you're out on a trip with the boys, or let's say like you're. Of course, you guys always do this. You always, when you get any bagel that you get from Hot Bagel Bakery that's not an egg bagel or a cinnamon raisin bagel is hamotzi. So let's say let's say you're by the basketball court with your boys, and you're like, oh, I love that everything bagel. Oh, but I have to wash and say netilah yadayim. So now you have water. Let's say you'll use some of the water that you were drinking, or there's a water fountain, but there's no napkins. Right? So what should you do?
Use your shirt.
Yeah, DB, you fell right into my trap. The next halakha is going to tell us no drawing on your shirt.
Oh.
It's like a Kabbalistic thing. It's like a bad sign.
Rabbi, I have a question.
Let's finish with that. Let's finish Ted Vav and Ted Zion, and then I'll take questions because I promised everybody I'll end at 9:15, and then we'll be finished with this section, which is pretty good. And we did a lot today. So, 1 second. Let's finish Ted Vav. Okay. Ted Vav. All that Ted Vav says is that you can use other things to dry your hands. The things that it says to dry your hands is it could be an electron. It doesn't have to be obviously any type of cloth, napkins, a towel, something that you're not wearing is all good. Here he says in Ted Vav, can I use one of those drying machines? Yes. Can I air dry by the sun? Also yes. Those are the two things that he says. Good?
You cut out, Rabbi.
Okay, so I'll say it again. Okay, sorry. One more summary. We said all he says in Ted Vav is you're allowed to dry your hands with something else other than a towel or napkins or tissues or toilet paper or anything or a rag. You're allowed to dry your hands with an electronic drying machine, number one. And number two, you're allowed to air dry by the sun. Good?
Got it. Good.
Good. Okay, now just jump right fast, quickly to Ted Zion. The biggest thing here is you're not supposed to dry your hands from netilat yadayim specifically, meaning, let's say like your hand, let's say your hands are sweaty. Can you wipe your sweat on your shirt? Yes. That's never a problem. Regular water got on your hands. Can you dry it on your shirt? Yes. It's only the water from netilat yadayim that you're not allowed to use on your hands. You dry on your shirt. What's the reason? According to the Kabbalah, it says that you're going to forget your Torah. And you're going to be like forgetful later on. Maybe it meant Alzheimer's. Maybe it could have been that the rabbis in the Gemara were trying to explain Alzheimer's disease. Could have been. I don't know. But bottom line is, so let's just summarize Ted Zion again very quickly. Ted Zion just means when it comes to the water of netilat yadayim, you do not dry your hands on your shirt, but any other moisture or other water that gets on your hands during the day, you can wipe it on your shirt. Okay, and one last point on Ted Zion, what's the reason? Because the rabbis said it's going to be this kasher l'shikecha. Lishkoach means you might start forgetting things. So it's like a Kabbalistic reason, like a segula. That's the right word. It's a segula to not forget things. Meaning if you don't do it, you won't forget things. But if you do it, you'll start to forget, like your Torah, and God forbid, maybe worse things. Okay, good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question. Paul, what do you got?
If let's say like are you allowed to just like wash without like using a cup? Like let's say the water's coming down, just like put your hand in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like quick thing.
That's a great question. If you don't have anything else, you can do that, but not because you're lazy. All right, Sal?
Yeah, it's not ideal.
No, it's a big deal. A lot of people just want to do it because they're lazy.
Yeah.
All right, it's only if you're stuck.
All right.
And many people would say in that case, don't say the beracha al netilah, because netilah comes from antila, and the antila was the way that they said in Aramaic, the cup. The whole chidush of netilah yadayim is that you're using what? You're using the cup.
Oh, yeah.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to Jaime. Jaime, you got questions?
Yeah, I know. No question.
No questions. Dave, VB, you got questions?
Honestly, I had one, but I forgot. Like I was thinking about it like 30 seconds ago.
Sorry. If you remember it, jump right in, right? Did it have something to do with Alzheimer's? With forgetting?
What?
Did it have? I'm trying to get your memory back. Did it have anything to do with the Alzheimer's or the forgetting? I'm not joking. I'm just trying to say that's what we were talking about. It's just funny how you forgot your question when we were talking about forgetting things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try to, in the 5 minutes that we have, let's try to get through one or two more halachot to get off this page. Because the document is 11 pages and we're about to finish page 4.
It's about like 38 more.
38 more what?
Halachot.
Oh, okay, fine. But I'm saying I just go by page. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can finish these, we'll be 4 page. We'll have completed 4 pages. And we'll have 7 left. That's a nice accomplishment if it's only mid-July. You know?
Yeah.
All right. The next section here, so it starts back at Aleph again in the second section, is which type of keli? What's a keli?
Cup.
Or kli, cup or vessel, right? Right? Sorry. Okay. Keli, notlin, v'ketad yavo hamayim al yadav. So this is going to talk about what vessel, what cup, what type of cup do you have to use, and how much water do you have to use. Okay, so even though we touched on it a little bit in the last section, this section is going to go to town on those actions. Okay? Good?
Yep.
Okay? Aleph. לא ייתן מים לחברו בחופניו. אין נותנים ידיים אלא בכלי. Meaning, don't just pour water, right, off of the chofnav. Means you can't go like this with your hands. Like, let's say I take the water and I go, oh, here you go, Sal, and I drop it on your hands. That doesn't count as netilat yadayim. Because the only thing that counts as netilat yadayim is with a vessel. So number 1 halakha you're going to write is the only thing that counts as netilat yadayim is if you have a cup. That's part number 1. Number 2, v'chol hakelim kesherim lenetilat yadayim. Every type of cup is kosher to use for netilat yadayim. Afilu keli ha'asuim mirefesh ve'afar, even a clay or a sand cup, right? Let's say like your daughter, your sister, right? Or let's say your brother was working hard. They were building sand castle, and he made, bless you, Taish, so, right? Oh, wow, it's a crazy one. Okay. Let's say your cousin or your brother, right, built out of sand a cup. That would count, right? However, one of the only restrictions is the cup has to hold at least 3.5 ounces. So I'll give you an example. So ready, one of those little tiny plastic kiddush cups that people have the grape juice in, right? You know, people set up the grape juice on everybody's plate Friday night. So that maybe fits like 1.5 ounces. Could I just keep filling that up and doing netilat yadayim? No, because it doesn't fit enough. Okay? If it doesn't hold a revi'it, en notnim mimenu. Don't wash it netilat yadayim. Even if you could keep refilling it, and at the end of the day, you dumped a ton of water on it, the vessel itself does not hold a revi'it, you cannot use it. And if you did use it, v'sarich litol shuvet yadav kedin, you have to go back and wash your hands again. Mikol makom en tzarich lenagev yadav kodem sheyitelem kedat v'yechol litol yadav al gabe mayim elu. Okay, so it says, again, the important part, in this case, let's summarize it. You can't just dumping water on someone's hands without a vessel, right? Without a cup, doesn't count. You need to have a cup. What are the requirements of the cup? So far, this halakha is teaching us one requirement of the cup. It has to be able to hold a revi'it. How many ounces is that? 3.5 ounces. If it, next halakha, it's still here, the same thing. If it doesn't hold a revi'it, right? You need to wash your hands again. Okay? Now, last point that it says is you don't need to dry it. Let's say you didn't know. Let's say I'm sitting there like a did with like the small kiddush cup. I'm going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And now DB, you see some idiot doing that, like we'll pretend it's a freshie, right? Inshallah, for next year, right? And you say, freshie, what are you doing? You need to have a cup that has it if you eat. Here, use my cup. And you're standing right next to him. Does he have to dry his hands from the washing with the little tiny cup? Or you can let his hands be wet, just wash on top of that water. It's the second one. You can leave your hands wet and you can wash on top of the water. Okay, so it's just if you made that mistake, you don't have to dry your hands before doing it.
Why doesn't the cup have to hold 2 Revi'it instead of 1? Because it's for both hands.
No, Revi'it is the highest measurement of liquid. It just has to be hashuv enough that it could hold that amount.
Yeah, but
have enough.
Then you're gonna have to refill it regardless.
No, that's the point in the beginning. We're gonna get to it more here. I don't have to put a revi'it of water on my hands. It just has to hold a revi'it. I have two options. Either, like you said, revi'it sal.
Hi, Rabbi. Rav.
Who's that?
Rav, what's poppin'? It's Eddie Shrimp.
Hey, man. How you doing, Ed? What's going
Rav,
on?
I came to learn, Rav.
You came to learn? All right, good. DB's roll. I can't see who's in the background with you.
Debek.
Eddie and Sammy.
Wow. What's going on, guys?
Good, Rabbi. How are you?
All right, let's go. Pull up a chair. We're doing the.
Hey, of course. We're on the couch, Rav.
Okay. So watch. So Sal, you asked the question. So let's do it again. Let's say most cups fit more than one revi'it. Okay. Now this cup just has to be able to fit a revi'it because look what I could do, Sal. You looking? I could just go. If I have one revi'it, I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When you're doing the 3, it's just because you don't have a revi'it. But when I have it, revi'it, go spill it revi'it on one hand, and revi'it on the other hand, and then you're good. A lot of people, even if they have it revi'it, they still do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good. Any questions? Jaime, we good?
Yep.
DB, we good? Sal, we good? All right, DB, who's that? Who's that, DB? I can't see.
This is Ralph, my cousin.
Hey, Rabbi. What's up?
Hey, Ralph, what's going on?
What's up? I came to learn some Torah.
Okay, so we're gonna do, guys. If it's okay, can we do one more halakha for the newcomers?
Yeah,
We'll do the last one so they got a halakha in.
Number 6?
Yeah.
Okay, I
So,
know. Jaime, you can stay for one more.
Yeah.
Sal, you're good for one more? All right, we'll do one more, right? This is extra Torah Lishma. We're going overtime. You're getting double sachar for this, right? The boys are ready for double reward. Ready? Okay. Bet, down here. Im en sham keli lanetila. Sal Kurtz, this was your point, and I told you half the answer already. Let's say I don't have a vessel for netilat yadayim. That's bet. So write that down as a question. The question of this halakha is, what do I do if I don't have a cup for netilat yadayim? But what do I have? And the reason why this is going to sound weird, you're going to be like, yeah, why can't I do that? Because Ashkenazim are strict on this. Ready? It says, Ela bakbuk shapir tsar. Let's say I have a narrow spout like this. Let's say I have a water bottle where it comes out of a narrow spout. A narrow spout is not like a cup. A cup has to be, it's very spacious. So the question is a narrow cup kosher? So really, lechatechila, in the first place, we don't want to use something with a narrow spout. Okay? On seminar, I get into this argument with Miss Elnatan's husband, because Miss Elnatan's husband is like really makbir on this halakha. You know those big jugs, those big plastic jugs that the elementary school uses, like sometimes for soda and water and other times for like the tomato soup? Nasty, like that's how they use it to pour it. So it comes out of a narrow spout. So he won't, Miss Al-Natan's husband, he's a rabbi, he won't use that for netilat yadayim. because it shouldn't have a spout in the first place. But now let's say I have nothing else except that, right? Yesh lahakel litol mimeno netilat yadayim l'seudah. According to Yakut Yosef, which is the book that we're reading now, which is from Chacham Ovadia Yosef's son, Chacham Yitzchak Yosef, and it was approved by him, you are able to be lenient and use it. Right? Even if it has a narrow spout, you can be lenient and lose it and use it. And the same thing applies to adin shemutar litol yadayim bibakbuk plastic shel chaveret tempo hamyutzarim mimeno. You could also, another halakha is you can also use a plastic bottle or a plastic box of something that holds, there's this thing called tempo. It's like Sunny D in Israel. It's like Sunny Delight. So that's why he knows about it. Right, mitkan plastic shachor hagorem lebakbuk shi'amod yatziv. Mechal shehu davuk lebakbuk. This means even though there's something else, right? There's something called tempo. What is it? It was like a plastic bag that would stand on like a plastic base. So you might have said, oh, that's not a keli because it's like a plastic bag. Once you empty out the drink from it, it doesn't stand by itself. But when it's in the plastic sleeve, it does stand by itself. So can I use that? Can I use that type of apparatus if it has a plastic stand, but inside it's a plastic bag? Yes, it's fine, because at the end of the day, it can stand by itself. And it's stuck to the plastic. So let's summarize that really quick. Two halachot, and then I'll let you guys go. DB, are the boys paying attention? I did extra halakha for them. Dibs.
Not really. I like secluded myself.
You secluded yourself. You're a sadiq. Don't worry, Dave. This is helpful for you, okay? So let's finish. Halakha number 1, summarizing that. If you don't have another vessel for netilah, you can use a narrow bottle or something that has a spout. Parentheses, that just means for us, should we use a narrow spout in the first place? Better not to. But if it's all you have, you can. Okay, that's important. That's part 1. Part 2, you can use any plastic bottle, even something that by itself it can't stand up, but if it's attached to something that can make it stand up, you're kosher.